Good morning guys and welcome back to the channel. So summer is finally arrived, and when we talk about summer, of course we talk about travels. And what's better than taking pictures and video while you're enjoying your trip? Well, in this case I'm here with you to present something special. The Surfola SF530 action camera. Yes, I know you will say, oh, but there are lots of action cameras in the market, and that's right. But why I'm going to recommend you this one? Well, for one specific thing. Let's do the unboxing so you can understand it. So what's the most interesting things of this Surfola action camera SF530? Well, let's open it. And when you have to capture live images, you need accessories, and I just removed the box. And we have tons of accessories, including charger and 2 batteries. That's definitely a good point to remember. But let me go back with the camera. Of course, it's the camera itself. So we have the camera with the dual screen, the case, but what is more important is this one. Yes, we have a wireless mic that of course comes with a dead cat. Then in addition to that, you have some instruction manual, so how to connect it with Wi-Fi, and then download the application, as well as the common user manual in different languages. It's pretty straightforward, it's easy to use, and it has a responsive screen, I noticed. So we saw that on the top we have 2 buttons, the on button and mode button, and the OK button. On the side, up and down, and this one, the down, when you keep pressing it, will let to switch between the front and back screen. On the other side, we have the USB charge. I'm a little bit upset, honestly, on this. Why you put the C here on the microphone, but you keep the old model here? I don't know. You have the connection with the HDMI, and then you have the SD card slot. Now, I'm not a big fan of having an SD card here because you know, there is a spring inside, so it can jump out. I don't know. I would have preferred to have something to cover. You can always put a piece of tape, honestly, and or put here inside the compartment with a battery. And battery wise, these are the absolutely common batteries. It's just rebranded with Surfola. It's a rechargeable battery, 3.7 volt, 1050 milliampere. And yes, it's exactly the same type of battery that you find in any other action camera. Now it's really light. It's plastic, and it's a little bit smaller than other most famous action cameras like GoPro or the DJI One. And even with the battery itself, it's not, the weight is not changing too much. But it's okay. I don't feel that's a problem at all. When you turn it on, again, it says no card, no problem for that. You have the option, and as you can see, it's a really responsive screen. It's pretty common menu as well, but it works. So that's at the end what we want. When you change the mode, you can do playback, video or photo. And again, photo wise you can go 24 megapixel down to 2 megapixel, and video wise you have 4K, 2.7, and 1080p, 720, and so on and so forth, that honestly we don't need when it's too small. Some resolution are off in case the stabilization is active, so just remember to disable it if you want, for example, the 1080p 120 fps. So without further ado, and we go okay, we change to the front screen here. So without further ado, what we need to check it out now is quality. And so I ran some tests on the different resolution. I took some pictures, so let's run them.
Okay, the first test we're going to do is at 4K 30 FPS, and we are testing not just the stabilization on the Surfola action camera, but also the microphone. As you could see here, I have both the wireless microphone, and that's, again, it's crazy how they made it. It's really nice, right? And I have also, as comparison, the Zoom F1. So what do you think? I will run both audio. So this is the audio from the Surfola wireless microphone. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And this is the audio from the Zoom F1. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I will do the same kind of modification on Premiere Pro, of course, to try to maximize the benefit of the audio itself. But let me know in the comments below, what do you feel is it? How is it? The next test, while we are working now, we will run at 4K 30 FPS. And this is the stabilization, and you also may potentially see or hear some sound on the wireless mic, and let me know how is it. Okay, perfect. This is the 4K 60 FPS, and this is the quality of the images with the stabilization while we are walking. We are listening now to the audio directly from the wireless mic, and we are going to do a little bit of run, just a little bit, because I just ate, so I will feel not very well if I run too much, but let's try. And this is running, facing directly on me, and let's also turn it out to see how is it the stabilization when we change not on the subject, but what we have in front of us. And this is how is the performance handheld at 4K 60 FPS. This is the 2.7K at 30 FPS, and again it's still a handheld. I have my monopod with me to again facilitate having the camera, and I'm using one of the accessories that I can find, and you can find in the box of this Surfola action camera. And now we are walking, so let's start to run a little bit. And again, this is just facing me, so you can see how could be the image, just trying to focus on the subject, and this will be the image stabilized while you try to take the video of the action in front of you. Okay, so we are 2.7K 60 FPS. Again, we are walking. This is the quality from the Surfola microphone, and the Zoom one we used before, so we are not using it anymore. We just want to understand how it will perform and if the quality of the audio can be affected by the different resolution. We don't know. So we are walking now, and we run a little bit, and again I will turn the camera in front of me so that you can see also how the action in front of the subject will be while using the Surfola action camera. The last resolution with this stabilization on is the 1080p at 60 frames per second. We are walking now. Do you notice any difference using the stabilization at a different quality? I am checking now with you, so I still don't know. When I will record the other part of the video, I will be able to verify and provide further comments in the last part of the video. But again, 1080p, 60 FPS. Let's run a little bit, still focusing on me. And then what happens when we focus in front of me? This is the quality. Do you see any differences in cropping? Let me know in the comments below what do you think about this Surfola action camera. So we have turned off the stabilization now, and this will allow us to get access to further resolutions. This specific one is 1080p at 120 FPS. So I feel like it's pretty impressive, but again, it's without stabilization. So I'm walking now. I don't know if now that I start running, how the quality will be. We can try to see later on how the stabilization made by software like Premiere can affect. And let's see when I turn in front of me, and this is the quality at 1080p 120 FPS without any stabilization. How the quality will be, we can try to see later on how the stabilization made by software like Premiere can affect. And let's see when I turn in front of me, and this is the quality at 1080p 120 FPS. I want to do one more this way on the 1080p, specifically on the 1080p 30 FPS, because it may potentially be one of the resolution that you're using the most if you're doing some YouTube videos. At least when I take videos for YouTube, I always do 1080 at 24 FPS, so this is the closest one. We don't have 24 FPS here, but yeah, this is the quality of walking without stabilization. So we have access to this new resolution, and this is the quality while running. Still 1080p 30 FPS, no stabilization, and this is when it's looking in front of me.
So guys, what do you think about the Surfola SF530? I have to be honest, I'm happy with the results. I noticed that the 30 FPS resolution, 4K, 2.7K or 1080p, have a better image quality than the 60 FPS. I don't know why, so if you have any clue for this, please leave it in the comments below. But again, 30 FPS is absolutely super easy to use frame rate, so I don't feel like there is any problem on that. The camera comes with this new wireless mic that is something new for this type of action cameras, and even the most famous one like the GoPro doesn't come with one of them, and trust me, it's extremely convenient to have a wireless mic instead of all of the cables that are actually here with me. And so it's good. You can charge it with the USB-C, as you saw, and it's a pretty nice one. The camera has a double screen, so again, it's easy to frame yourself. Unfortunately, one or the other, but I feel like it's an okay compromise. Picture-wise, again, good quality for 4K, 30 FPS, 2.7 30 FPS, 1080p 30 FPS, decent stabilization. It's not perfect. The most famous brand has a better one, but it's still usable. And I feel like some post-production, yes, may be necessary, but again, you will have a really nice and decent base to work on, so it's definitely worth it. Picture quality, we saw from the 24 megapixel all the way down to the 2 megapixel. The quality was good. The 24, it's really easy to use. Sharp, good details, so again, it's a good tool for your memories for the upcoming holidays, right? And I feel another really interesting point in this specific case is the price, because the camera with all these accessories, so the wireless mic, the all accessory box that the most famous action cameras don't come with, well, it's definitely a nice entry point for people that want, again, start a YouTube channel. Why not? It's affordable, you have good quality, you have a good audio, and you can start build your audience with this Surfola SF530. Well, guys, that's all for me for today. If you have any comments or if you have any question about this action camera, please let me know in the comments down below, and I would be happy to help you. I would be happy to answer to your question. And again, if you have any requests, any tests that you want me to run about it, I can do that as well. Last but not least, I will also leave the link in the description down below. It's an affiliate link, so it's simply to support the channel, and I will really appreciate if you can click on it and even just check your Surfola SF530, how much it will cost on your Amazon. Again, doesn't cost anything to you. It's a huge help for me. That's all for me for today. Thank you for watching, and as usual, stay click. Bye.